Freedom Scientific, a Vispero brand.
Right now, I've got a bingo card under here, and you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing on the Ruby 10. And if I were to click or tap the screen, I should say, because it's touchscreen. If I just tap the screen, I'm in my advanced mode right now. By default, you're going to get it in the default mode when you purchase it and first set it up. I did this for the demo purpose because I wanted to show you that edge enhancing. And I think this is really cool to see live. And Maggie, this will, I think, be good for you to see live since you were asking for the comparison. So here's the bingo card. That's how it looks. It is a red card with white background and red letters. Tap the screen. On the top left is going to bring me to my menu functionality. Bottom left is going to bring me to my brightness. Top right is my contrast. My edge control. If you forget, again, like Michelle said, what one of these buttons does, I'm going to show you. I'm just going to press and hold on that bottom left button for a second. And it's about 3 seconds or so that you press and hold.
Change screen brightness.
And it pops up on the top and says change screen brightness. It also, if you could hear that, I'm not sure because I'm, using my microphone on my laptop, it read that out to us as well. So that gave you the audio feedback of what that function does, as well as the text on the screen. So now I want to show you by clicking on the top left button, I'm going to change our contrast to a high contrast here. And so now we're in kind of a high contrast, black on white. And if I then tap the screen and I click on that edge enhancement, first off, you'll notice here, this is the highlighting one. So we've got a little bit of that pinkish purple around the letters. If I zoom in, might make it a little easier to see. I can zoom out and I'm just doing a pinch to zoom. I can also click on the plus or minus and zoom in or out. Tap the screen again. And I'm going to tap on that edge effect again. Now we get the edge smoothing. One more tap and we get that outline that Michelle was talking about. And this just shows you right there. I mean, how neat is that, right? This gives you the outline. Again, if I zoom in, and I'll also show this here in a second on a newspaper. Tap the screen again, top right. Now we're back to our regular contrast. And if I hit the contrast button on the top left. So another thing I want to mention is, because I don't think you can hear this, but I can sure as heck feel it. This has a haptech feedback built in. So every time I'm tapping a button, and that could be toggled on or off. And I think that's great because it gives you that feedback of knowing that you've touched something, you've made a change. So every time I touch something, this is giving me kind of a quick vibration haptech feedback. So I've got a newspaper print here with the weather. And for those of you that know the size of this print, it is super teeny tiny on that weather page. So I'm going to zoom in and change our contrast. And I'm then going to tap the screen again. And I'm going to change. So now here is where this really shines. So there is that text with that outlining. Tap it again with the smoothing. And tap it again. And then you get that edge effect there. And again, this might not be for everybody, but to have this functionality built in there, really, really cool. And then back to our regular text.
Yep. And the if I may mention, the edge smoothing, why that's important in this software that we've put into this product is because a lot of times people read their daily newspaper, and the feathering that happens around those letters and symbols because it's been printed so many times. So it's not necessarily a crisp and clear letter. Well, that edge smoothing feature will smooth out any of that feathering. So it's pretty amazing.
So I'm going to do 2 more minutes of the live demo, and then we'll jump back into the slides just because I know we've got to do the raffle. And I hate to say that because I feel like, we could spend another hour on this. So one other thing I do want to show is the scanning capability. So I'm going to really, you read my mind, Victoria Wheeler. I'm going to flip out the arm here, and I'm going to just bring us back to true color here. And don't mind all my wires and stuff around the desk. I was trying to move everything out of the way. So I've got a Reader's Digest magazine here, and you'll notice this is fitting the entire magazine opened up that way. I'm going to press and hold on the red button on the left-hand side, the red camera button. And it's just a 2-3 second hold. It does a double vibration haptech to let you know. If you clicked it once, it would just do a single. And by holding it, it automatically brings us into that OCR functionality where it's going to scan and read it right out loud to us. It's processing this. And cool functionality. Here are our zones, right? So it's still running the OCR process. So I am going to pause that reading. I just want to show you on the left-hand side, again, don't forget, left-hand side top button is your contrast change. So I can change my contrasts. And I can also, next button down, I can change how it reads. So here's the teleprompter. Here is the ticker tape. And here's the zones. So if I want to start reading over here at zone 6, which I can also zoom into, but if I wanted to click and hold on tractor, or click on
box of 6 chicks from Tractor Supply Company at the start of the pandemic.
So you can see it's highlighting as it's reading, and you can click on the zones and move around wherever you want to be. And basically it's going to, then we can save this if we wanted. And again, I'm not going to be able to get into all that, but we could save this, come back to it later. We could then export this and upload it to our PC if we wanted to. So that is the scanning and reading on the full page view using that fold out arm. And if we want to get back to our live image at any time, we can close that camera down. We can click on that green home button on the top right-hand side, and that brings us back to our live view. And you can increase or decrease the rate of speech. You can also change the voices in there if you wanted to. So you're able to do all of that. So you can definitely customize that as well.
Freedom Scientific, a Vispero brand. To stay up to date on upcoming webinars and training events, complete the sign-up form at freedomscientific.com/webinars. Thanks again for connecting with us.